Hi guys, welcome back to my first video for 2021. I just wanted to say Happy New Year. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you my favorite things of 2020. Obviously, it was a bad year, so it's not really going to be a lot of makeup stuff. It's going to be other things that got me through the year. Should I start out with makeup or random stuff? I'll start out with the makeup category and then I'll do some lifestyle stuff, yeah? So, my favorite skin products from last year, there are some that are rolling over from 2019 and some new ones. So I found the Halo Smashbox Healthy Glow All-in-One Tinted Moisturizer really nice and lightweight. It's got a light tint, but it also has the skincare benefits and an SPF as well in it. So I found that one really nice and I wore it quite a lot because I just wanted something light. You know, sometimes I just wanted enough to cover, you know, so that when I'm walking past the mirror, I still feel like it's a normal day rather than being reminded that you're at home with nothing to do, really, you know what I mean? So, and then for when I was doing looks, I reached for these foundations again, which I still really love for their undertones. These are really great neutral foundations if you have somewhere in between, like, you know, my chest is kind of pink, my face is kind of pink, but then my arms are a little bit green looking. I don't know, it's confusing. So I like to go for a neutral color so that it kind of balances that out. And the Dior Backstage foundation is amazing because it's easy to build up to like quite a glam look if you want, and you can also have it really natural, and they have a really nice undertone range. And then the Shiseido Synchro Skin is really nice as well. It's a little bit more like velvety finish, I find, or like maybe satin velvet. But I really like the undertone, and it's got SPF 15, it's oil free. I find it really good for my oily skin. And then the concealer that I used the most to cover blemishes was my NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. It's amazing. I usually use light 2.75 Cannelle. But yeah, I love it. I love it. Okay, what else? Oh my gosh, I have to give a huge shout out to my weighted blanket. I spent so much time on the couch and under that weighted blanket. It just felt like a hug. And you know, I'm thousands of miles away from my family plus Seba's family. Sebastian is the only family and only friend that I've been able to spend any time with, which I'm very grateful for. But it is nice to have a weighted blanket because it literally feels like a hug. And if you're feeling anxious, I can't tell you how much it really helps. My mother-in-law and father-in-law got that for me for my birthday in 2019. And it was so handy this year. And then for Christmas in 2020, my sister got me a Bearaby one, which is like, it's a bigger one and it has holes in it. So if it's like a hot day, you can still kind of use it because you still get air in there. And it's really nice. The only thing with a Bearaby is that it's huge and it's really heavy and it's like hard to put anywhere. Like it's large, I don't have anywhere to put it. You can't just like chuck it on. It's heavy as hell and a bit cumbersome. Plus your toes get stuck in it. Your toes are like, through. But I love it. Another thing that got me through lockdown, because as I said, I spent a lot of time on the couch and I was just watching telly. Something that I started doing was embroidery. I purchased this on Etsy in November and I started it in December, and it was one of my favorite things that I did the whole year, like really rewarding. I was able to get my eyes off a screen, and I'm making it for my grandma. This place has a website. I found out I tagged them in something and they emailed me to say that they actually have their own website, which is probably better for them if you buy off their website rather than Etsy. But this is what I've done so far. Isn't that nice? So it came with the fabric that has like painted or printed design on it, and then you basically just follow the little instructions. Oh, there were instructions, I've lost them. I really enjoyed doing this because it made me feel connected to my family, and especially my mum back in Australia. Growing up, she did lots of this kind of thing, and so having this as a project, she was actually a home ec teacher at school, so she taught things like this. So she made so many things for me and for people in our lives, and sitting down and doing this made me feel a connection to my mum. So I still have something to do on this. What is it? Oh my god, I am almost done. I just have to do lavender and their little French knots. They're really fun to do. And I have to do some more of the shading in this. But yeah, once I'm finished, I'll frame it and post it to my grandma so that she can get a little surprise in the mail. She's in a nursing home and I like to send her mail so she knows I'm thinking of her. And also I really enjoyed like supporting small businesses, and I've been finding a lot on Etsy. Next is my nails. I've started doing my own well, actually I've been doing my own nails for a long time. I used to go get my pedi done at a salon, but I've been doing that myself as well. Although to be fair, my pedi is often just nothing because I don't care at this point in my life. Because I'm not going anywhere. Literally not going anywhere except to the doctor's appointment. So the nail polish that I found works and looks the best is the OPI Infinite Shine. It's a gel regular nail lacquer hybrid. So I find it better than their original formulas. It's like a gel that can cure under ambient light. So just your lighting inside your home is enough to cure it, and it's super shiny. So you have to put the base coat on first and then your color. And I have a few colors. I don't have as many colors as I want. I need more like neutral shades. I have like 5 reds and I really don't need that many. But then you put the color on and it's a really nice glossy jelly look. And then you put the Infinite Shine 3 top coat on. It stays a couple days longer than a regular nail polish, and I just find that even the regular nail polish color I feel like looks like thicker and you don't get streaks, and it really does look like gel. And so I really like those. I don't wear it all the time because often I do my nails twice a week because I'm so bored and I just enjoy doing it. It's like therapy. But when I found out how it is a literal hybrid between gel and nail polish, I was like, oh, that's really cool. So I've been using it a lot. Right now I have this orange on that I bought from Dior, and I feel like it makes my hands look dirty. So I'm a bit sad that I bought it. Probably won't be wearing it again. I don't know if it's the most flattering color for me. But yeah. Next. Wow, I literally have nothing to talk about. 2020, be like that. I really enjoyed the Guerlain Mad Eyes Brow Framer. I've used this in a bunch of my videos last year. And it's a very unique brow product. It's an airless twist applicator. And at the top, there are these little spikes. It kind of looks like, a miniature little Foreo Luna, like these little nibs on it that are made of like silicone, and then the brow product comes out from the inside. And I find it really nice at really thickening up the brows and getting that big bushy brow effect. I love it. It does take me a little bit longer to kind of do it, but I like how it's all in one thing. I don't need to fiddle around with a brush, and you know, the spoolie and the product is like 3 or 4 different things. It's like in one, you just twist it, the brush is attached, you kind of fiddle around like that. The only thing is that I often get product on my skin and then I have to clean it off, but that's fine for me because the way this makes my brows look so much thicker is worth it. I really like it. I really like it. Lipstick, I spoiled myself for my birthday and bought a bunch of Chanel products, and I love the Boy Rouge Cocoa Flash number 54. That's what I'm wearing now. I do think that this is probably my perfect nude. It's not too beige, it has like a mauvey undertone to it, and I think it just suits my lip color so well. And it's a really nice kind of sheer, very hydrating, moisturizing formula. It feels so nice on the lips, makes your lips look pillowy and plump, and like fills in those lines, but at the same time gives you that pillowy kind of vibe, and I really like it. It's just so nice to wear. It's like my little luxury in the day because, you know, as I said, there's not much going on in here. As it is the same for everyone, I'm sure. The other thing I wanted to talk about was perfume. Now, I've been a bit weird and I've bought a lot of perfume during the pandemic. I don't know why. I really enjoy fragrance. I have a lot. This is where I keep it all. These are where I keep like samples and stuff, because I do also buy things for my purse and for traveling, because I used to travel a lot and I like to be able to refresh my scent throughout the day. So these are like the small ones, and then these ones that range by color really. So these are the darker bottles. So then I've got all the pinks and the neutrals kind of over there. And yeah, I would say that my most used is at the moment Delina by Perfumes Demalia. I even have a backup, although I think this is the exclusive. So they sent this one. This is like a more intense, I believe, version of the regular Delina, which I have in my bedroom. But this is such a nice smell. It has the notes of lychee, but it also has like a powdery scent. And I normally don't like that, but Delina. Such a nice name too. And I have the hair mist. Oh my God, that's what I need to talk about, hair mist. It's very feminine and classy, and I feel like the matte finish to the glass kind of does tell you what it's gonna smell like. It does have that slight, I don't want to say powdery, rose, floral, fresh, fruity, musky. Okay, yeah, it has a little bit of musky in it, and it does say powdery. I was right. So it does have that kind of like, if you love makeup and that very feminine Hollywood vibey feel, you're gonna really like this fragrance. It's so feminine. It's so beautiful. I find it so perfect. Loves. J'adore, bitch. Okay. Oh, book that I really liked. I've liked quite a number of books. Let me just put the ones that I liked here. If you're looking for any suggestions for books to read, these are my favorite books that I read last year. I love to read fiction books, like murder mystery books, detective books, thriller books, and I think my favorite one was Sometimes I Lie. It was a little bit slow, but like the twist in it, I was like shocked. I stopped and like went back and reread it because I was like, what? It was I really liked it. So that was probably like the most memorable, where if people ask me what's the best book you read in 2020, I'd probably say that one. And then right now I'm also reading another one that my family-in-law got me for my birthday. So that's this one if you want to read along with me. And yeah, you know what, guys? I feel like there have been so many great makeup products that were released last year, but I don't really want to like promote them in my favorites. Like, I just don't feel like it. Oh my gosh, my favorite shows that I've watched on Netflix. Obviously I watched Schitt's Creek, and then I watched Bates Motel, and I think Bates Motel and Schitt's Creek are my favorite shows that I watched last year. Schitt's Creek was just, we started watching that at the beginning of the pandemic, and it was like so great to watch when things are looking down because it really gets you up. It's the funniest show. I had to get through the first season, but by the end of the first season, I would die for any of the characters in that show. Like, I was so attached, and it just got better and better, and there's a reason why they won all those awards, guys. If you haven't seen it yet, you must watch it. And I just like the way they dealt with some of the social issues and stuff in the show. Like, I just felt like they normalized a lot of things that should be just not made a big deal of, and I thought that was great. Bates Motel. I think I started watching Bates Motel because after I watched Schitt's Creek, I remember thinking like, are these not the same thing? Because I know they're both set in a motel, and I grew up in a motel. My family owns a small motel on the south coast of Australia. And so I was like, are these not the same show? But they're very different, okay? And Bates Motel was so good. I was obsessed with that show. That was the best show I watched definitely all year. Probably one of the best shows I've ever seen. And I really can't believe that I hadn't seen it yet, because it's so exactly the kind of thing that I would want to watch. It's based on the story of Scream, which I have not seen. I think it's Scream. I'll put the name on there if it's wrong. But yeah, oh, I hate that main character. He just gives me the heebie-jeebies. If you haven't seen it and you don't know what I'm talking about, just go watch it. It's so good if you like thriller, scary stuff. It was really good. Clothing, wore a lot of sweats, just like the ugliest stuff that I could find, because that usually equaled the most comfortable. Sometimes I would get dressed up for the gram and put on like a fancier sweatsuit. Oh, another really good quarantine watch was 365 DNI, which is a Polish movie that I have a fantastic review on my Instagram, in my Instagram highlights, if you want to go watch it. Just for a little breakdown so you know what's coming, because I do think it helps to have some warning to what you're getting into. It's a very, like, if you enjoyed Magic Mike, for example, I feel like you would enjoy this. It's just so, what? You're like, oh my God, I loved it. I might watch it again tonight. Oh, another thing that I really liked in 2020 was learning to cook. And I have to really thank, I feel like, HelloFresh and Blue Apron, because my husband and I have been getting those. We started mid 2019 and we kind of got it like once or twice a week, so that it would just encourage us to eat from home, hopefully save a bit of money, prevent us from having to go to the grocery store as much, prevent us from getting takeaway as much, or takeout as they call it here, which is obviously super expensive by the time you do it a couple times a week. We really wanted to cut down the amount of time we were doing that. I wanted to learn to cook. I started doing it heavily at the beginning of quarantine. I feel like I am a really good cook now. Like I've always, like I said, my mum was a home ec teacher and she taught me how to cook, and I've always done a little bit of baking and stuff like that, but I really feel like I can now whip something up, like look in the fridge and know like how to make a pie out of what's in my fridge. You know, I really enjoy it. I find that it does save us money. It certainly saves us from going to the grocery store as much. We just get Instacart once every week or two for like certain things, but we don't have to do those huge grocery shops anymore, and we're not buying excess food. They say that it cuts down 30% of wastage, I think is what they say. And you can also donate food through it as well. So I often just do the tick, you can send a box to a family in need. And so I've really enjoyed it. They have great customer service. Anytime I've had an issue, they fix it like very quickly. I feel like that's been great. This was a kind of weird one, I know. I didn't just want to talk about makeup because I feel like it really wasn't my focus. I really wanted to entertain people, so I focused heavily on stories a lot of the time and like showing what Sarah and I get up to. We were definitely taking the pandemic very seriously, and I really wanted to just promote that behavior on my social media as much as I could. And I kind of wanted to try to cheer people up with my stories on Instagram and stuff like that. So I definitely got a bit more flexible with the content that I was doing on there, and it's made me feel a lot more close to you guys, and I feel like I've learned a lot this year. I feel so grateful to have you guys, and I really want to thank you for that. I'm so sorry the way that this thing has affected everyone, and I just hope that now with the vaccine here, it means that hopefully things might start getting better by mid 2021, and I'm hopeful that, you know, we'll come out of this somehow. Thanks guys for watching, and I hope you have an enjoyable day, and all the best to everyone. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.